basically a lot of soot and charcoal in here.
Near the busy, tourist-filled streets of Tallinn, archaeologist Silver Jaeger and his team of researchers are working to uncover the remains of an ancient trading hub.
This I think it's like 14th, 15th century.
Oh, so late medieval.
Yeah, yep. Late medieval.
As Jaeger and his team dig, pieces of Estonia's history see light for the first time in hundreds of years.
This could be a plow mark, or this could be like a wheel mark of an carriage.
Jaeger, the project's fieldwork supervisor, didn't expect to find anything extraordinary here. It was a routine excavation before a construction project in Tallinn's Kalamaja neighborhood.
I told my girlfriend that there will be nothing. I will be home at lunch, and that was in the end of August, and I'm still here. Sand.
But as his team peeled back layer after layer of earth,
natural layer, yes,
they discovered something known only from old maps: the remains of Nuna Street, a once thriving center of fishmongers, taverns, and commerce.
That if you went to another country and the currency monetary system was different, then you got those tokens.
Tallinn's medieval origins are obvious anywhere you look. The city was founded in 1219 during the Northern Crusades. It served as a port city for the Teutonic Knights for hundreds of years.
As a Hanseatic merchant town, Tallinn in this period, in the Middle Ages, was really, really very successful. It was like almost the golden age of the town.
What distinguishes Tallinn from other historic European cities is that it has largely preserved its city plan from some 800 years ago.
The network of streets, it's really very medieval, and it's pretty much the same street as it was already in the 14th century.
Tallinn's medieval Old Town was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1997, and it draws more than 2 million tourists a year. Some of Jaeger's finds will be displayed at the nearby Kalamaja Museum, located just outside of the town walls. Kalamaja, which means fish house in Estonian, was the city's main fishing port in the Middle Ages.
This museum is unique in Estonia actually because it was created together with the locals from the start. So I'd say like 95% of the objects you can see around the museum were all donated by the locals.
One of the museum's most unique artifacts is a 16th century child's ball. Small objects like this survived another historic era, the Soviet occupation of Estonia. Much of the city's history was intentionally destroyed to make room for new construction.
In 1960s, 70s, 80s, we have the Soviet times, and city archaeology wasn't popular in that time.
In fact, authorities tried to create a single Soviet culture, a process known as Russification. That meant suppressing or destroying artifacts from Estonian history.
Today, when we opened the ground, we found that there was like the Soviet era heat pipes still underneath the ground, and they have destroyed the layers. Typical Soviet stuff.
Plenty of Tallinn's medieval buildings have survived, though. Kirken de Kerk was used by the Teutonic Knights and was once the tallest building in town. When it outlived its usefulness as a fortification, it served a new purpose.
These buildings were turned into apartment houses. There were many prominent, people here, artists, painters, movers and shakers of a town.
The tower has since undergone another transformation, operating today as a museum.
When that tower was completed in 1483, beacons and canals started to pretty much dominate the siege operations and battlefields as well.
Since the end of Soviet occupation, Tallinn's historians and archaeologists have developed a new sense of urgency and a commitment to keep unearthing the city's history.
So it's very important to go back there and learn from these times. And if you really get into the topic, you can see that it's not something that is entirely the past.
In Tallinn, Estonia, I'm Babetski for the Center County Report.